and gentlemen, members of the media, at the conclusion of the AAA Insurance NHRA Midwest Nationals with the funny car champion, Mr. Jack Beckman, now picking up his second win on the year. Last one came in Chicago of this same year. But
we swept Illinois.
You did. Sweep Illinois. Now if only we can win the lottery and make it a full sweep. Right. Jack, how good does this feel right now to be hoisting the Wally here at St. Louis, and especially at the second race of the countdown?
Yeah, like if you look back at all your wins, you never look at a trophy and go, well, that race sucked. Right? Every one of them special for one reason or another. This one will go down in our team's in a slump. We did what was incredibly difficult with the way our car was acting unpredictably. And I said at the top end, I'd had some pretty mediocre outings as a driver the last few races. And you want to be able to be there with your driving in case the car's not dead on, and then vice versa. So the car saved me a couple of times. And frankly, we were just struggling on both ends of it. The car was smoking the tires, and I think that my confidence got down. And I'm not quite sure what changed, because if I knew, I'd put it in a pill form and sell it to everybody else. It wasn't in the funny car category, but I think I had a good outing as a driver today. And I've had a few of those that don't end up in the winner's circle. So this is a perfect deal. The guy's tuned smart. I did my job as a driver, and we turned on the win light every time.
Going back to that second round, winning it by the slimmest of margins. I mean, a 1,000 stripe down at the finish line. That kind of help maybe add to what you would put in a pill form with confidence?
It sure as hell didn't hurt, I can tell you that, Nathan. Yeah, I've beaten John Force. You know, to the average fan, they don't necessarily get reaction time in ET, and you can manipulate those numbers. And a lot of guys do it on race day. They just roll the car away. And for me, because I'm not a hired driver, I want to race smart and try to preserve lane choice for the team, which means you stayed shallow, and it gives you the worst possible reaction time. So you really have to be up on your toes and leave on time. So to win on a whole shot that way is extra gratifying. And let's face it, to beat Babe Ruth, that's never a bad thing.
Questions from the media.
Are you saying he's old? Are you saying John's old?
You just said John's old. No, but you just went on record saying that. He's older. He was born before I was. That guy won his first race, June 28, 1987, my 21st birthday. He is just absolutely amazing. To have a chance to keep racing a guy that's got grandkids and is still at the top of his game and is probably going to go down in drag racing lore as the greatest of all time. Every time you pull up next to him, it's amazing. To be at the same facility where Chris Karamessina's 80-something, right? 84 plus, I think that would be safe to say, is still driving a 3-second, 300-mile-an-hour top fuel car. It's an amazing sport, and it's a great time that we're in right now.
Just like Babe Ruth did in Charlotte, this was a home run for you as far as moving up the points.
Yeah, you know, when we left Charlotte, we knew that our chances of winning a championship now were predicated on other teams stumbling. Like, you want to think you can control your own destiny, and you win championships by you winning rounds. Well, when you're behind, eventually there comes a point where you can't win enough rounds, somebody else has to lose. And when we saw the way the ladder lined up, having Cap's second round, and we didn't make a great run first round, and we didn't have lane choice, and nobody had to say anything, but we pretty well knew that was going to be it for the championship. Anything can happen. They might get lost going to the next race. Anything can happen. But let's be realistic. The way that Napa car's run and that team's performed the last 7 or 8 races, they're not going to go into a slump. We're going to have to find a way to outperform them, and we are struggling with our tune-up. Our predictability is absolutely not what it was this time last year. Yes, we're leaving with the trophy. But there's cause for concern with the Infinite Hero Mopar. We have to figure out what to do with this car to make it consistent. Then we can turn it a little bit and make it quick again. And we actually wound up going back to last year's clutch flows and timer settings, only because everything else we were trying wasn't working.
So I was going to ask you, was there something...
Well, then go ahead and ask me.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that.
Question, you just did it.
On Friday and Saturday in those qualifying runs, was there something that you all did that just upgraded your confidence level?
No, but great question. We were 1 for 4 in qualifying. Isn't that a great feeling when you win the race?
Yes.
Probably force. But we were 1 for 4 in qualifying. We made one good run Friday night and smoked the tires the other 3 runs. I don't think there was a lot of reason for heavy optimism coming into first round, although we were racing Dale Creasy Jr., who against us ran his career best ET and barely lost to us. We shot a spark plug out 100 feet into the run. Car moved over towards the wall, and that's where, as a driver, you say, oh, add your own word there. And I got the wheel cranked hard left. You don't know when it's going to smoke the tires, and we dodged a bullet the first round. And then, fortunately, we figured out a way to start firing bullets for the next 3 rounds. But we could have just as easily been done first round. And that's the great thing about racing, and funny cars in particular, is that an independent team can go out there and take one of the killer cars out first round.
Well, you've just amazed me.
I made it all up, by the way, Stan.
Any additional questions for Jack?
Well, yeah. So,
Wait, I got one for you guys. So I call my wife. She's like, yay! And I said, okay, I'm probably going to miss my flight. Dead silent. Oh. I said, would you rather me in Las Vegas? No, but our kids are going to different schools, and she's trying to figure out the logistics. I'm like, honey, you got to hire Uber. We'll figure it out for tomorrow.
this does give you more confidence going into Reading, though, next week.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Let me tell you, it's easy to drive well when the car is running well. It's easy to make excuses for not driving well when the car is not running well. And at the end of the day, I'm getting paid to drive well no matter how the car is running. But this doesn't hurt.